Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Morgan and I'm the maker behind I Like Crochet. And if you're a returning crochet friend, then hey, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys all about my market last weekend, and spoiler alert, it was my best market so far. We'll be getting into everything that sold, what didn't, how much I made, and I took a bunch of footage actually at the market that I'm super excited to share with you guys. Before we get into it though, be sure that you like this video, subscribe, and you can check out my Instagram and my Etsy linked in the description. By the way, you guys, I spent this past weekend updating my Etsy, so now all of my love cats, Halloween plushies, and basically everything that didn't sell at the market is finally up on my Etsy if you'd like to check it out. And of course, as always, all the patterns that I used to make the plushies in this video will be linked in the description. But alrighty friends, let's get into it. So the market that I went to last weekend was a cider festival, so fall market season has officially started. The booth fee was $80, the event was 5 hours long, and foot traffic and sales were pretty steady throughout the entire day, which was awesome. And I'll go ahead and give you guys a closer look at my booth and everything I brought with me. So this is probably the most amount of inventory that I've ever brought, mainly because I added all of the Halloween plushies that I showed you guys in my free Halloween pattern video. So I ended up bringing about $2,148 worth of inventory, which is 153 items. And of course, all of the booth display stuff you see here is linked in the description, like the table covers and the crates, in case you guys are wondering where I got those. So starting over here on this side of the table, we have our little farm animals section, and this is the first time that I've ever had this goat. He's so cute and he got so many compliments, and I felt like he really tied the whole farm animal section together. Then of course we have our small, medium, and large chickens down here, and then we have our jumbo horse who came to this market looking for his forever home, but will he find it today? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And then down here in front of the farm animals, we have all of our gorgeous dragons. I just absolutely love this pattern. It's by the queen, Crochet by Jenna. And then on this one, I decided to freehand this adorable sunflower. So we have a little sunflower dragon. And you guys, look at this pretty mint green color. Don't tell the others, but this is actually my favorite color. Over here, of course, we have all of our mushy boys, octos, bees, axolotls, and a few other fellas. So those taller shelves on the back there are from Michael's, and these tree rounds were actually made by my brother, the goat, not to be confused with this goat. Down here we have our cute little red mushy boys, and then up here we have a bunch of fun colors. And if you guys were wondering, blue, green, and purple are definitely the most popular colors for these guys. I put my octos down here because they're so short, so you can still see them really well on the bottom shelf, and I always put them in rainbow order because I just think it's really visually satisfying for some reason. Then we have our bees, and I used plastic safety eyes for some, but then others I embroidered the eyes because they sold really well at the last market. I usually have about 8 axolotls. I'm missing some pink and blue ones this time, but I was just so swamped leading up to this market that I just didn't have time to make them. But this is the newest color that I made. This is Parfait Chunky in the shade Mint. Then we have our little one-of-a-kind gang down here. I have this cute little froggy with embroidered eyes, and oh my gosh, you guys, I have had this popping mushroom since May. He is an OG plushie for sure, and as you can see, I'm having a hard time making his mushroom go up with one hand, but he's super cute, and he's actually one of the first pattern tests that I ever did for Crochets by Natty. Next we have the turtle crepe. So I made this adorable strawberry turtle out of Sweet Sun Light, and he's just the softest thing, and I'm so surprised that he's still here, honestly. Then we have a couple sunflower turtles and one plain Jane turtle there in the back, and of course the dinos. These are always one of my best sellers, and for this market I made a few witches hats to put on some of the plushies that people could purchase as a little add-on if they wanted to, and I just thought it looked so cute on this green dino. But as you can see, I didn't have time to make a pink dino, so definitely no pink drama this time. If you know, you know. And these are the signs that I used. This one shows all of my payment methods, and this one shows my name. I know the one with my name could be a lot more interesting with a lot more color, but I just haven't gotten around to getting a banner yet. Moving on here, these are another one of my best sellers, the mini loaf cats. By the way, how adorable is the witch hat on this orange cat? So cute. But I always receive so many questions about this pattern, so I use the same pattern that I do for the larger ones. It's by Annie Caraway Art, but I just create less rounds arounds to make them smaller. So these cats over here are the original size that the pattern creates, and they are just the perfect size for this crate from Michaels. Get it? Perfect. And up here we have my splooting Triceratops, aka the Sploot Squad. So this is my very own pattern, and how adorable these splooty boys look up here. So I made two in a larger size with Sweet Snuggles Light, and then the smaller one in the middle is with Parfait Chunky. And one of my favorite parts about this pattern is you can pull all the legs up front like this so that it looks like he's sitting too. So I'm so excited to have these guys at my booth. They just add the perfect pop of color, and the pattern is on my Etsy if you guys are interested in making some of your own. And down here we have the cheeky turtles. So I always display one with his shell off so people can see the booty detail, and I make them in these two colors. These are Emerald and Mint Parfait Chunky, and look how cute their little faces are. And back here we have the pickle jar, and if you guys would like to know how to make one of these, I do have the free pattern up on my Instagram. And next I laid out all of my $5 fruits from my 5-in-1 fruit basket pattern bundle. I make watermelon keychain in these three colors, some of these kiwi keychains, pineapple keychains, which some people have called lemons, and I just kind of roll with it. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had someone mislabel one of your creations, but I never correct them because honestly, it is whatever they want it to be, whatever makes them happy. And in the fruit basket back here, I always put my blueberries, and I always like to have some with embroidered eyes. Oop! Look at my bagel in the background there. Then same thing with my oranges. I always like to have some with embroidered eyes. And on the keychain rack over here, we have some popping mushrooms, strawberries, and bee keychains. And if you guys want to know how to make some of these bee keychains on your own, I do have a tutorial up on my channel. And down here is the AI generated octo that some of you may recognize from the AI pattern video. If you haven't seen that, it's up on my channel if you'd care to watch, but the results are very interesting to say the least. But these jumbo mushy boys up here are made using Sweet Snuggles yarn with a 10mm hook and the same pattern as the smaller ones by Chunky Crochet on Instagram. Then finally, last but not least, the Halloween section. So I had so much fun making all of these adorable plushies, and I loved making a bunch of new patterns that I've never tried before, like this adorable pumpkin. And back here I put my candy holding cauldron. I know the sticky note sign is a little janky looking, but it gets the job done. Then we have our three adorable ghosties right here, and this one with the pumpkin on his head is the latest pattern test that I did for Blue Beana. Super cute, and it works up really quickly. I definitely need to make more of this wee little candy corn fellow, and I hung the ghosty and pumpkin car hanger on the side of the crate here. And then in this bin are some of my favorite creations of the day, because how stinking cute is this mummy cat? I cannot get over him. He looks like an adorable little cat that dressed up as a mummy for Halloween. And then this Frankenstein was so fun to make, and I love how he turned out. He looks adorable as well. And finally, the skeleton cat. This is probably my most detailed plushie of the day, with all of his individually embroidered bones. And this is one of my first times using this new tent that I got off of Amazon. It is so easy to set up, and they actually advertise it as one person could set it up by themselves. I've never done that because I always have someone helping me, but it is so easy to open and take down. So I'll link that below for you guys in case you're looking for a good tent. And it also comes with tent weights, which are super important. So yeah, you guys, that's everything I brought with me. I'll give you one final look at my booth, and I took a bunch of footage while sales were happening at this market. So now I'm gonna take you guys through some of the most memorable and exciting sales of the day. Then we'll do a final tally of everything that sold at the end. Oh my gosh, you guys, and the very first sale of the day was the giant horse. I have been carrying him around for probably a few months now, and I just couldn't believe he was the first to go. So someone came up to my booth, the very first person of the day, and without skipping a beat, immediately she was like, "I'll take the jumbo horse." And I was so stunned at first, like I was just not expecting that at all. But she said she has horses at home and knew she wanted it right when she saw it. But if you guys have been holding on to a plushie plushie for a long time now. I feel like this is a sign. This just kind of shows that there is a special someone out there for it. I was kind of sad to part with the Jumbo horse, but also very excited, of course. So I decided to take this final picture of him riding off into the sunset with his new friends. As you can see, it's really grainy, but you get the idea. Anyways, so happy that the Jumbo horse finally found his forever home. Those same people also ended up getting a mushy boy and a strawberry keychain, I believe. So we kicked off the day with nearly $100 sale. And not long after that, my pink dragon sold. She was the very first dragon I'd ever made. So again, I was a little sad to see her go, but you guys, the Jumbo horse and one of my dragons sold in the first like 20 minutes. I was in complete shock. I looked at my husband and I was just like, what is happening? It was definitely the best start to a market that I've ever had. Then a little later, someone adopted the little orange cat with the witch's hat, and that's actually the one I had displaying it, so I think that kind of made the sale. Then shortly after that, the gray mini loaf cat sold, and we moved the witch hat to the black cat to kind of experiment and see if that would cause him to sell as well. And spoiler alert, it did. So as you guys can see, the minis are dwindling very quickly. Same with the Halloween section, you guys. I took this 2 hours into the market and look at everything that sold. All of the ghosties, the cauldron, the pumpkin, the car hanger, candy corn, and both the witch's hat sold. So the Halloween section was a huge hit. And same with the oranges, you guys. They were selling really well today too, along with the chickens. But halfway through the market, the wind really started picking up a little bit, so I had to move a bunch of the mushy boys down here. And at this point, I only had the yellow dino left, so I was wondering if we were going to have some yellow dino drama. But in the meantime, one of my sunflower turtles sold, which I was super excited about because I have had that turtle since May. She came with me to my first market, so I was super happy that she finally found her forever home, and it was just a really exciting sale for me as well. And then shortly after, another dragon sold. The purple dragon also found her home, which I thought was so crazy. And another sale that really meant a lot to me was the sale of my 2 splitting triceratops. As you can see, the green and blue ended up going home, and this was just so special to me because they're a pattern that I created, and it was just really cool seeing them make other people so happy. Then I had the first item sellout of the day, the mini loaf cats. So this is my second time bringing these with me. The first time I brought them, all but one sold, and then this time they completely sold out. So these mini loaf cats are quickly becoming one of my best sellers. And one of my last sales of the day was the yellow dino, so we can all breathe a sigh of relief. No dino drama today. And at this point, we had about a half an hour left, and as you can see in the video, the wind was really starting to pick up. So right after we took this video, the event coordinator told us to pack up because the rain was coming. So this was the final state of my booth. Plushies rolling everywhere. That cheeky turtle is just bottoms up. But luckily, so much sold that I was able to just kind of throw everything in the plastic bins, and we cleared out before the rain came. So yeah, you guys, those are some of the highlights of the market, and now it is time to share with you everything that sold. I'm going to be referencing my handy dandy inventory sheet for this part, so if you see me looking down, that's why. So the first thing we sold was 1 out of the 4 axolotls, and it was actually the one that's in the lime green color back here. Then we sold 2 out of the 5 bees. One of them had plastic safety eyes and the other one had embroidered eyes. We sold 3 out of the 8 Kiwi keychains. We sold 2 out of the 7 regular size loaf cats, and I believe one was that light speckled color, and then the other one was one with the pattern like this, but instead of that red rust color, it had the darker speckled. So I guess that speckled look is really popular with the loaf cats. Then of course, all 5 of the mini loaf cats sold. They completely sold out. We sold 1 of the mini chickens and then 1 of the jumbo chickens. We sold all 3 of the chunky dinos and 2 out of 4 of the dragons. So we sold the purple one and the pink one. Of course, as I mentioned before, we sold the jumbo horse. We sold 3 Kiwi keychains, 2 of the regular size mushy boys, and then both of the jumbo mushy boys sold, so they also sold out. We sold 3 of our octos, 5 out of 6 of the oranges. For some reason, people were just loving the oranges at this market. Both of the pickles sold, so they also sold out. The one and only possum that I made sold. 2 out of my 4 pineapple keychains sold. 1 out of the 2 sunflower turtles. Of course, it was the purple one, as I mentioned before. The 1 larger splooting triceratops sold, the blue one, and then of course the smaller green one also sold. 2 out of the 4 cheeky turtles sold. 1 was in the mint color, and then the other one was the emerald green color. 1 pink strawberry keychain, and then 1 watermelon keychain. And then moving on to the Halloween section, so the mini candy corn sold. The one and only ghosty and pumpkin car hanger. The cauldron sold. Both of the ghosts with the witch's hats, and then the ghost with the pumpkin head sold. The regular pumpkin all by himself sold. The 2 witches' hats as accessories sold. And then last but not least, the AI generated big octo also sold. So the grand total for today in sales was $863, which is so crazy to me because that is the most that I've ever brought in at any market. But I'll talk a little bit later about the booth fee and the transaction fees. But you guys, I just couldn't believe that it went so well. The splooting triceratops, the dragons, the jumbo horse, the sunflower turtle, all of those sales just meant so much to me. And so many of you have asked me what the best sellers at this market have been. So I would say definitely the best sellers were definitely the Halloween plushies, because 10 out of 13 of those sold. 11 of the fruits from my fruit basket bundle sold. And then the mini loaf cats, the dinos, the pickles, and the jumbo mushy boys completely sold out. But now I wanted to show you guys everything that didn't sell this week. But before we get into that, I mentioned earlier in this video that I put everything that didn't sell up on my Etsy this past weekend, and we actually had a few more super exciting sales from that. So one of my medium chickens ended up finding his forever home. So Emma, if you're watching, thank you so much. And you guys, the popping mushroom froggy finally found his forever home. I mentioned before that he is an OG plushie. I think I made him all the way back in March, but he has been with me for so long, and I'm so happy that he's finally found his forever home. So McKaylee, if you're watching, thank you so much for giving him such a special home. And finally, another super exciting sale came in last night. My girl Layla, shout out Layla if you're watching. She ordered my last mint green cheeky turtle. And you guys, she also got my very last splooting triceratops, which means it has officially sold out, and I cannot believe it. So I definitely need to restock some more of these guys for my next market and for my Etsy. And you guys, you are not ready for this sale. She got my sunflower dragon. And if you've been watching me for a little while, you know that this is absolutely crazy that 3 out of the 4 dragons sold in 1 week's time. So needless to say, I have a ton of work cut out for me for prepping for my next market. So the next market prep vlog is gonna be crazy. But Layla is actually a 3-peat customer. So if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And I especially hope that you enjoy your one-of-a-kind sunflower dragon. And so all of these friends will be going off to their forever homes later today. So I wanted to get one final family photo before they go. So real quick, I wanted to show you guys everything that didn't sell this weekend. So starting over here, we have these 3 Halloween plushies. Honestly, you guys, I am so shocked that these 3 didn't find their forever homes. I honestly thought that they would be one of the first to go because they just have so much detail to them, but it might be because they're more seasonal items, so people might not want to spend as much on a seasonal item, which I totally get. So we're going to be bringing these guys to the next market, and they're going to have another chance of finding their homes. Then over here we have Turtle Row. So of course we still have our strawberry turtle, our green sunflower turtle, and then our purple regular turtle. I've been contemplating adding sunflower petals to this to make this one a sunflower turtle too, but I haven't decided yet. And then over here we have our one lone cheeky turtle who's still looking for his home. By the way, you guys, someone almost bought this strawberry turtle. He was actually physically handing me his form of payment, but the person he was with was actually yelling at him not to get it, so I still have this guy with me. And then we have all of our keychains right here. So we still have 3 of our strawberry keychains, some of our bees, and then I was a little surprised none of the popping mushroom keychains sold. I think it was just kind of an off day for them, but it also could be that some people don't know that the top moves up and down. So maybe next time I'll do a better job of kind of demonstrating that for them. And then we still have our heart-shaped plushie here. So this is one of the last ones of my OG plushies. I have had this one since the beginning, since my first market in May. Originally it was plain, and then I did add this cute little face to it. So I'm just still waiting for someone to claim him. I just think he would be perfect for Valentine's Day, which obviously Valentine's Day isn't close right now, but he would also be perfect for like an anniversary gift or a birthday or something like that. So we're just waiting on his special person. Then coming back here, we have our last 3 axolotls, the 2 purple and the 1 mint green. And then these are all of the mushy boys that didn't sell. So we still have 3 of our red ones and then 1 each of these fun colors. So I did sell 1 of the red ones and then the purple one is gone. So I'll have to restock a purple one. Then we have all of our octos that didn't sell. So as you can see, we're missing one of our red ones, one of our yellow ones. We're missing both of the pink and then both of the blue as well. So I'll have to restock those colors. And I'm thinking for those ones, I might make one of them with embroidered eyes and the other one with safety eyes, just to add more variety to that. And then moving on to our fruit basket. So these are all the fruits that we have left. I'm definitely running low on the red watermelons, but as you can see, I haven't sold any in these colors yet. So I'm thinking that these ones just aren't as popular as the classic red color. So I'm thinking that once these ones sell, I might not restock them, or maybe I might not make as many of them. But you guys, quite a few people at the market actually commented these pretty gold keychains. So if you'd like to know where I got these, I got them on Amazon and they are linked in the description. And then moving over here, so you guys, this is the only orange that we have left, and I was so shocked because the oranges almost sold out, but not a single blueberry sold. So we still have all 5 of those, which I kind of thought was a little weird. And then we only have 2 of our pineapple keychains left and then 5 of our kiwi keychains. Moving back here to our last dragon. So this mint color dragon is officially the only one that I have left. So I'm so shocked that 3 out of the 4 dragons sold this past week. That's just so crazy to me. And then we still have our one little derpy froggy here, and we only have 3 chickens left. So I'm definitely gonna have to restock those. 3 bees left, and then only these 5 loaf cats left. I ended up making 2 of these rainbow cats because at the first market that I brought one of them to, it sold so fast. So I thought that I would make 2 for the next one. And it's so funny, I did that and now neither one of them sold, but I know that they'll find their homes eventually. So yeah, you guys, that is everything that didn't sell at the market this week or shortly after on my Etsy. As you can see, compared to the inventory that I normally bring, it is definitely not that much. So I really have my work cut out for me for prepping for my next market. But since the market last weekend, I have restocked a few things. So I made some more of these ghosty and pumpkin car hangers. I now have some in the pink pumpkin color and then some in the original orange color, and they are up on my Etsy. And then I also have, if you guys can see them up here, they're kind of getting cut off a little bit. The mini loaf cats are now finally restocked and they are available on my Etsy also for the first time ever. So let's now get into what I really ended up making from this market and some of the things that I learned. So I mentioned earlier that I ended up making $863 in sales, but that of course is not what I ended up taking home. The booth fee was $80 and we have to subtract $11.89 in square fees. So that gives us a grand total of $771.11. And that of course is before taxes, so we have to set a chunk aside for that, and that's not including gas, yarn costs, time spent crocheting, which to be honest, I can't even begin to calculate all of that out. So we're just gonna say $771.11 before taxes. And that number is just absolutely bonkers to me. I'm so happy that I decided to do this event and that it was such a big success. But there still are a few things that I learned that I wanted to share with you guys in case it helps you with your future markets. The first thing, of course, is to have heavy tent weights, but if you think that they're heavy enough, just add a few more pounds on top of that. The day started out completely beautiful, and as time went on, you could see in the video that it got super windy. And my tent thankfully didn't go anywhere, but it made me realize that I really wanted to use the double-sided tent weights, and some of those actually came with the tent that I showed you guys. I just need to get more stones to fill them up because as of right now, I just have the single-sided tent weights. So I'm definitely gonna get more stones before my next market. It'll just give me more peace of mind knowing that there's even more weight on each leg of the tent. The second thing I learned is that sometimes I need to enact a 2-finger touch rule. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm not a very confrontational person. So in instances when kiddos come up to my booth and start kind of being rough with the plushies or knocking a bunch of them over, I don't do a very good job of telling them to stop. I kind of rely on the parents for that. And up until this point, it has not been a huge problem. It would happen maybe once, maybe twice in an entire market day, but for some reason this weekend it happened like 6 or 7 times. So my husband had this really cool idea that we enact a 2-finger touch rule with clean hands just to ensure that no plushies get dirty or damaged. And I really like this idea because I want people to be able to come up to the booth and shop comfortably and feel like they can touch the yarn to see how soft it is. But of course, we also want to keep everything safe because so much love and attention goes into each piece. And I just feel like that is a nice, respectful way of achieving that goal. So I thought I would share with you guys the 2-finger touch rule if you've never heard of it, in case you ever find yourself in a similar situation. And if you have any ideas of your own that have helped you at your markets, be sure to let all of us know in the comments. One last side note here that I wanted to share with you guys before we end today's video. So I wanted to tell you guys a few of the new plushies that I really want to make for my next market. If you watched the Halloween plushie video, then you know that the mummy cat and the skeleton cat are actually part of a cat trio, with the other cat being a vampire cat. That pattern is also by Little Crochet Farm, and I really wanted to make that cat because I thought that the 3 of them would just look so adorable sitting on the table together. And lastly, I really want to make some loaf dogs. I don't know if I've mentioned to you guys, but I grew up with German Shepherds my entire childhood, so I completely love dogs. And recently I saw that Annie Caraway Art released a loaf dog pattern, and I'm pretty sure there's a German Shepherd variant in it that I really want to make. So hopefully in my next market prep video, we can make some of those together. So you guys, that wraps it up for today's special market recap video. Thank you so much for watching and for coming along as we broke down my most successful market yet. And I really want to know if you guys liked the format of this video and seeing the market footage, or if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see in the next market recap video, let me know in the comments because I'm always trying to keep things fun and interesting for you guys. And as always, if you were crocheting during this video, let all of us know what you were making in the comments. But alrighty guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!